everybody, it's Ken coming here from the Circle R Ranch, and it's kind of a special day today. We have Mariel Beaumont from the Church Girls. They're on tour, and they have come through Toledo, Ohio, and so we are doing the 12 questions in person, which is a rare treat. How long you guys been on the road?
Almost 6 weeks now.
Wow. And where have you been? What brought you to Toledo?
We were in Cincinnati last night, and we're in Lakewood tonight, but we kind of did the whole country. We started in Philly, went south through Texas, went over to LA, and then up to Sacramento, and kind of made our way back east.
Have they been mostly headlining shows, or are you touring with, you're getting on some other bills that are existing, a little bit of everything?
Yeah, so I mean, typically I'll find local bands for the bill, but I guess technically we're the headliners for most of them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Here's the big one. Give us a brief history of your music career.
Oh, okay. Started Church Girls about 7 years ago. It was kind of like a solo type project. And then as I started gaining more steam and I got more into it, found some members to tour with. And yeah, it's kind of taken off from there.
These guys?
I've had a couple different lineup changes, just with, getting people who are down to tour at the level that we wanted to. But these guys have all been in for about 3 years or so.
Wow.
So pretty solid lineup. Great guys.
And there is, Penny warned you, there's going to be more than 12 questions because then I start thinking of things that I want to know. But I mean, if you're watching this on YouTube off in the future, as we sit here, it is October of 2021.
That's right.
And you've been out on the road in 2 months during all this, like coming out of the pandemic thing where clubs are reopening and people are sort of finding their way again, and live music is just kicking up again, and touring is just kicking up again. And what's it been like out there? Have you had a lot of cancellations, or mostly gone smooth?
It's mostly gone smooth. We had about 2 cancellations, 2 postponed, and when I started booking the tour was when things were feeling very optimistic, you know. We had that like little moment of bliss, and then things started taking a little turn for the worse, kind of right before we left. So I think we were expecting maybe more difficulties than we've had. Otherwise, it's been pretty smooth, and the shows have been good, and people have been coming out, so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What inspired you to start playing to begin with?
I started playing guitar when I was 13, and it was really just, I wanted to have a rock band and do the whole thing. But I'd been playing trumpet before that and was just into music generally. But yeah, started a band with my friend in middle school. We were very bad, but it got me going.
What was your first electric guitar?
It was a Squire Bullet.
Nice.
But it was one of those like packs that you buy at, a guitar store that comes with a little Ibanez practice amp, a Squire Bullet, the gig bag, probably a total of $100 maybe or something. So.
And that and trumpet, and you didn't start a ska band?
No, but I did love ska.
Okay.
Loved it.
All right. So here's the question that you get no preparation for.
Okay.
And you have to answer this right off the top of your head.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Because if you think about it too long, you're going to start tripping up, and it's just not going to happen.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
What are your top 5 favorite records?
I had a feeling you were going to ask this, so I'm ready.
Okay.
Or something like this.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Heaven or Las Vegas by Cocktail Twins.
Oh, okay.
Low by David Bowie. Sunbather by Deaf Heaven. Crime by Against Me. And The Dream Is Over by Pup.
That is an awesome collection. Now that makes me want to drive to Cleveland and see your band tonight. Because that is an awesome eclectic collection of music. So, what has been your proudest moment of your playing and performing career or recording career up to this point? What's the thing that you look back on and you're like, I can't believe we made this happen?
We got to do an audio tree session on the last tour.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah, and that was kind of like a bucket list thing, and obviously their sound is amazing. And we did it on March 12th, 2020, and that was also our last show of the tour, and they got, everything was canceled after that. So felt very lucky that we got to do that, and
wow.
Yeah, it was also like things were being canceled that day And
Yeah.
like we went into this session like already kind of like high strung. And then, yeah, that was definitely proud. We got to tour Europe and the UK, and that was really cool. And it, like some people were coming out to see us. So yeah,
Oh, that's exciting.
yeah.
That's funny too, because we were talking. You guys are from Philly, and I had mentioned a Philly band, Control Top, when we were talking earlier.
Yeah.
And that day, that March 12th, my band was supposed to play in Detroit, and Jay Navarro and the Traders, we were supposed to play with the Pilfers, and it got canceled because that was right when stuff was starting to go off.
Yeah.
And I saw Control Top play at a record store that night instead, because I didn't go to my gig, and that was the last show that I saw before all
Yeah.
the shutdowns and stuff happened. And then they ended up just packing up and going home after that because everything else that they had going, it was such a weird time.
Yeah,
Like that
that was the
but
day.
that was the weekend that like
Yeah.
everything got really strange, you know. That's crazy.
Yeah, it
But,
was-
so we'll have to get a link to the audio tree in the comments, and then we'll check that out for sure.
Cool.
So how did you hear about Reverend?
One of my favorite bands is Cloud Nothings, and saw them perform maybe 2014 or something. And yeah, Dylan Baldy was playing.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize the guitar, so I looked it up, and I pretty much ordered his exact guitar, the Reverend Buckshot, and yeah, I loved it. So
I was going to ask you what Reverend guitars you're playing. You still are playing your Buckshot, and then on tour you're playing a Sensei Junior.
yes, I just got the Sensei Junior like 2 days before we left for tour. And I was just thinking like, oh, just, you know, this will be a fun thing. But then we started playing it at rehearsals, and everyone was like, that sounds amazing. And I was like, so comfortable. So I've played it every night on this tour.
I was going to ask you what you liked about it, but you just told me.
Yeah, if anyone's thinking of getting one, just get it. It's comfortable. It sounds great. It's simple, one pickup. I love it.
And what pedals and amps are you using?
I mostly use the Earthquaker plumes for just like my drive pedal, and then I have, yes, that one. And I have the Boost, well, I'm blanking on the name of the Boost pedal.
The BOD Bifet.
The Bifet, yeah. I'm not like a great gear person. I'm always forgetting the names of things. And then I have the Earthquaker reverb pedal, and I have a Freeze. And then I just go into a deluxe reverb.
Do you use the Freeze Live?
Yeah, we used to use it more, and then Mitchell has some kind of like ambient loops that he set up that we'll kind of have going between songs we have to tune and stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm not using the Freeze as much as I used to, but it's a really good kind of like backup if you need a little, if you don't want just that awkward dead space on stage sometimes
Okay.
when it's like talking to the crowd or something. But
I've always liked grabbing a chord with it because it sounds like a Hammond.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
It's a real interesting. I got one down here too. It's fun. And of course, Earthquaker reverb stuff is, the Earthquaker stuff is terrific, and they're from right here in Ohio as well, right down the street, and good friends of ours for a long time.
Yeah.
Do you have any skills or unusual hobbies that you'd like to share with us outside of the music business?
Oh no. I can solve a Rubik's Cube in under a minute.
Nice.
That's one.
Nice. You ever go to competitions?
No, I'm not good enough for competitions. I think the world record is 4.1
Oh yeah.
seconds or something.
We have a kid that we used to take to competitions.
Oh, really?
And he was, did he get under 20 seconds?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
It was
yeah.
11 seconds or something.
Yeah, and
Sub
you
20.
just don't even see the hands go.
Yeah, that's a whole nother level. I kind of just wanted to get under a minute, and then after that I was like, the amount of time you have to spend to get, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's the dorkiest thing that came to mind. So that's what I'm going to go with.
It is not the dorkiest answer we've had to that question, but it's right up there. It's a pretty good one. I like that.
Cool.
Do you have any advice for up-and-coming players?
Oh, I guess with Church Girls, we just started playing a lot, and I think for a while, like I wasn't very good. I know that, and it took our band like a long time to become a good live band, and I don't know any other way to do that other than just by like playing and touring a lot. So yeah, that's been useful. And yeah, because I've thought about it, I'm like, could we have gotten as good if I just kind of like sat in my bedroom trying to like get things perfect? And probably not, because you just get so much like feedback playing live, you learn so much more quickly. So that's been useful for me, even if maybe it put some people through some pain for a bit watching us live.
No, I can totally relate. I wanted to be in a band every bit as much as I wanted to play guitar.
Yeah.
And it was always just about being in a band.
Yeah.
You know, and as I was going through high school in my early 20s and getting out there and doing stuff, I was the same way. Like my band developed as I figured out how to do stuff, and as the other guys in the band figured out how to do stuff too, you know. And
Totally.
I watch like my kid plays, you know, and he's put together a bunch of kids who can play, and they're playing in the band, and they all know what they're doing. I'm completely blown away by it.
Like, wow.
Like, what are you guys working on?
Really
Oh, we're
doing
working
it.
on a Rush song and a Descendants song. Cool.
That's impressive.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, that is a totally, you know, legitimate and cool thing, just to put yourself out there. I mean, I think it takes some guts to put yourself out there. So that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
And I feel the same way too. If you don't just do it, then you're never just going to do it. You're always going to sit around and wonder whether or not you're good enough. And just getting out there and doing it is the best way to experience with anything, for sure.
Definitely.
What do you guys have coming up? So are you out supporting something in particular on this tour, and what's going on in the future?
Yeah, we.
And then we're going to let you off the hook.
This wasn't so bad. All right. We just came out with a new record on October 8th called Still Blooms. And that's kind of what this tour has been supporting. And we're doing a lot more touring over the next year. Like December, we're kind of doing 3 weeks down to Florida. We're going to Europe and the UK in April and May.
Awesome.
Doing some more touring in the winter before that. And yeah, we'll be working on new stuff soon too.
Kick ass.
So yeah,
Thanks for coming.
thanks so much for having us. This
Very
is
helpful.
fun.
Church girls.
All right, you want to run it again?
Yeah, okay, let's try that. Let's practice. Yeah, okay.